Afternoon, everyone. How are we? If you're wondering why I'm on, I just got some good news, and I'll tell you all about it in a minute. Fantastic news, as a matter of fact. I wasn't expecting it. I just saw someone's comment. I'm on. I just saw someone's comment, and they said, "Buck, did you see the good news?" And I did some research, and the messages are coming through on my phone now. Everyone knows. Tim the Toolman, yeah, Scotty Bruce. They're all over it. We got 7 on. Here we go. They're up it now. Everyone's woken up. Anthony Wicks, how are you, mate? The Wanderer, vote for Mr. Buckaroony. The Wanderer's all over it. If you're from Queensland, it's time to rejoice, everyone. It's time to rejoice. It really is. Well, a little bit anyway, and we'll talk more about that. Russ, how are you, mate? Oh, did you hear the news, mate? Did you hear the news? And I'll tell you now, Russ Longson, guys, from the Townsville Chiefs, he's a big man, but he will be doing triple backflips as we speak. Russ, he is still quite agile for a big fella. He'll be doing triple backflips because he'll be probably just as excited as I am with the news that's just come out on social media. Unbelievable. Steve and I are high-fiving. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Timmy. Absolutely, mate. Who else is on? Paulie? Yeah, yous are all over it, guys. The Wicked Witch of the North has resigned. She's gone, and don't let the door hit you on your fat ass on the way out. I tell you now, this is a good day for Queensland, guys. I've never liked her, but in recent years, she has been on the nose, guys. She is corrupt. She's on the nose, and she's just put her resignation in. And people are saying she might have got a tap on the shoulder. She got asked a little while ago, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to contest the next election and all this." And I said, "You watch, she'll do a Daniel Andrews. She knows she's not going to win the next election, and she'll resign." Exactly what's happened. You can read these people like a book. As soon as the going gets tough, they bail out, guys. They're weak as piss. And I'm glad she has. I'm glad she's gone because Queensland's not in good shape at the moment, everyone. And I'm talking in relation to friggin' juveniles are taking over this state with no consequences. And it's happening down south and in Townsville and Cairns and Mount Isa. It's happening with these little Indigenous arseholes that are people are just frightened to go out of their own homes. It's beyond the joke. And the same thing's happening with little white arseholes. Don't think I'm racist, guys. Down in Brisbane, all that. We need to get our state back. And that's one of the big things. It's one of the big issues in Queensland is there's just no consequences for these young juveniles. The guy that's taken her spot, Stephen Miles, is an absolute diddly donk, and hopefully, I'm giving him a chance. I'm hoping he listens. I'm hoping he listens and he makes some changes now that she's out of the way. I hope he listens. Stephen Miles, if you're watching Mr. Buckaroony on a Sunday afternoon with a cup of coffee, make some changes, mate, or you aren't going to hang in there long either. Let me tell you. I don't think that Crucifulli's the bloody Crucifulli or whatever. I don't think he's the answer either, guys. It's the trouble. You only got LNP or Labor. They're both as useless as each other. Bring Robbie Catter in and let Robbie have a go. I'll tell you what, he'll straighten some shit out, let me tell you. But he won't because it's only a small party. They never get a chance. It's either Labor or Liberal. It's just we need a third party in this country, don't we? Both federally and in the state. We need a third large party to give us an option because the other two are on the nose at the moment, the LNP and Labor. They're all as useless as each other. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I won't stay on long. 59 on. I'm just so excited. I had to come on and tell someone. I had to tell everyone how excited I was. And if anyone knows how politics runs, how does Mr. Buckaroony throw his hat in the ring to be the new Queensland Premier. I'll have a crack at least for a week. I'll have a crack for a week, and I'll tell you what, I will put the cat amongst the pigeons. Some people will be losing their jobs. Let me tell you, some people will be losing their jobs. And anyone who had anything to do with that $30 million cassowary crossing south of Innisfail, that is a waste of $30 million of taxpayers' money. Whoever had their fingers or ideas in on that project, you're gone. You're the first people that'll be going. I'll tell you, bloody unbelievable. I'll tell you, there'll be some juvenile detention centres getting built, and they'll be run by ex-military people, and it will not be pleasant for them when they go inside. Let me tell you. And for those who probably aren't at that stage, there'll be relocation sentencing coming in, and you will be gone out of Townsville, Cairns, Brisbane, Rockhampton, Mount, wherever it is, and you'll be out on a cattle station in the middle of nowhere, and you'll be working your asses off. And then if that doesn't work, then you will be in one of the most horrible places you have ever been, a juvenile detention centre. And no, there won't be Xboxes and touchy-feely psychs and all that in there. It will be run with military precision. There'll be PT every morning. They'll be yelling and screaming. It'll be your worst nightmare when I get in as Premier. Wishful thinking, eh? That's how it needs to be anyway. We've talked about that on a whole live feed once. Buck for Prime Minister and Gidgee Gorilla for Premier. Gidgee's going to be me offsider. When I become Queensland Premier, Gidgee's going to be Deputy Premier. What do you reckon of that? And anyone who's a diddly donk or just makes shit decisions, like is just an absolute goose, Gidgee's going to knock on their door. Gidgee's going to knock on their door, and they're going to resign the very next day. That's all I'll say about that. I'll send the Silverback around to have a little quiet word with some people. Let me tell you. Yeah. Send them to Doomanji, like Bob Catter said. Absolutely, Tim. Bob Catter and Robbie Catter have got very good ideas for these young juveniles. You should see, if you're down south, guys, you should see Townsville at the moment. It's indescribable. Like, the shit that's going on at night time there, they've lost the battle there. They've lost the battle to these young Indigenous juveniles. The battle is being lost there, and they need to come down on them with a very big stick, and it needs to happen as from tomorrow. Stephen Miles, if you're watching, you need to sort that shit out. Juvenile crime is your first priority. And after that, I was going to say cost of living and all that. I know the state government can have a lot of input into that, i.e. fuel excise and all that type of stuff. We used to have a fuel excise tax relief here in Queensland. Queensland used to be like the cheapest state for fuel. And then I think when the Labor Party got in, don't quote me on that, someone got in, it might have been even Palaszczuk, that excise was put back on or taken off, whatever it is. And we just went back to the thing. But Queensland always used to have cheaper fuel than the rest of the country. Not anymore. Hasn't been that way for a long time. Cairns has dropped off a bit. Yeah, it needed to, Tim. Dead set, mate. There the other day, these little arseholes in a BMW dropping donuts, and the police were just sitting there watching because they are hamstrung and are not allowed to do anything. And this no pursuit policy came in when I was in the police, guys. That will change as well. Let me tell you, if the cops have to start reaming cars off the road and get these little arseholes off the road, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I'll start brushing up on your pit manoeuvres, coppers, when I become Premier. That'll be part of your driver training down at Mount Cotton in Brisbane for your 2 weeks driver training, which was the best 2 weeks of the police academy. That was very, very good. Well, the pit manoeuvre is coming back when I become Premier. That's where you get the car behind, you nudge them and they spin out like the Yanks do. Yeah. No cameras. Police won't have to carry cameras. I won't say any more. Police won't have to carry cameras unless they want to. What's the crime? Like back the good old days. You want to bloody step over the line, you're going to get a bit of a knuckle sandwich from a bloke in a blue shirt. The old big stick treatment. I keep saying it, and it works. I used it when I was a cop, guys, only on people who deserved it, I might add. And I tell you now, they get the message very quickly when you put one on their chin or you friggin' slam their head into the dirt. They start back chatting you and start bloody showing some sorts of violence towards you. And next thing, their face planted into the bitumen, skin off their face, and their arms are up behind their back, tweaking all the ligaments in their bloody shoulders, and they're in handcuffs, and then they hit the back of the paddy wagon, do about Mark 3. And they understand that. They really do. Because they settle down real quick. And they go, shit, this bloke ain't mucking around. Needs to be more of that shit. Police are hamstrung, guys. I'm not in for cops going around bloody bashing people. Don't get me wrong there. I never ever did that. But when people deserve a good flogging, they need to get it. May get terminated. Yeah, all right, Ray. I'm terminated. I may get nominated. Nominated for, that's what it needs. Remember Campbell Newman came in and tried to change things overnight. He came across as a very, very arrogant sort of person, and he didn't last long. He tried to take the bikies on head on and all that. He did it the wrong way. There's other ways you can do it. What you need to do, you need to come in and you need to stick up for the majority being 70, 80% of the population, and go, all right, I hear you guys. This is what's going to happen. And the minority groups, with certain things, minority groups need to be heard, don't get me wrong. But things like crime and all that type of stuff, you've got to look after the majority. And the majority of people have had a gutful of these young juveniles in Queensland. Bloody no consequences. There needs to be consequences. It's not quite currently legal. Only problem with my judicial. Yeah, Pete, exactly right, mate. Exactly right. Lukey Reed's on. Mr. Donny. Oh, it's a bit hot here this afternoon. I haven't got the aircon on. So I'm bloody sweating away here. Roz is over at her mum's place. 91st birthday today to Roz's mum. Happy birthday to Roz's mum. Fantastic. Hey, Buck, no patches arrived down south yet. I'm wondering if you sent them to the other Mexico. Hey, Brett, don't panic, mate. Pete McMurtry, he lives 3 hours down the road in Townsville, and it took him 8 days to get his because they went via Brisbane, and they're on the slow boat to China, mate, because of the cost of postage. I just sent them normal mail. They're not express mail. There's no tracking. Listen, if they don't turn up, I'll send you another set, mate. But just be patient because they are on the slow boat to China. They're coming snail mail, and that's why they're taken. I couldn't afford to be express post and patches everywhere, mate. I'd be broke. I wouldn't have been able to do it. Sorry. That's just the way it is. If they don't turn up by the end of next week, bloody yell out, and I'll send you another set, mate. Don't worry, and that goes for anyone. If you don't receive your patches after good time, I got more. I'll send them down to you guys. You won't miss out. So I'm hoping no one's got on to me. Pete McMurtry said mine haven't arrived yet. I was starting to worry about him being in Townsville. Looks like they went via Brisbane and then all the way back up to North Queensland. So yeah, just let me know, mate. If there's nothing by the end of next week, send me a message. I'll drop you another set down. No problems at all. But they are on the snail, the old bloody Jack Turtle mail. They're on the back of Jack Turtle, and they're coming down to you. When you say Mexico, I'm tipping Victoria. I'm in Innisfail, mate, so probably go Innisfail. Then they go up to Cairns, probably, get sorted there, then go to Brisbane. Who knows? They probably go to Sydney and then Melbourne and then got to get out to you. So we know what Australia Post's like. Yeah. Polly Martin saying g'day to everyone. Yeah. No, anyway, I just let you know I'm very happy with that announcement. And everyone's calling it, and you're on the money. She will resign as Queensland Premier, and she'll be straight onto the committee, probably getting $350,000 a year on the Olympic Committee. She's feathered at her own nest like they all do. Don't tell me there's no corruption in Australia and that, in our politicians. She has feathered her own nest. She's gone, oh, I'm on the nose. They don't like me. But hey, look at this. I've got a $350,000 job sitting over here waiting for me. That'll take me up till after the Olympics finish. And then I'll probably have enough money to retire and then just retire on my politician's wage then and lead a fat cat's life. It's disgusting. And you can guarantee it. I'll put my left one on it. She'll appear as some sort of bloody something to do with the Olympics. You bet your ass on it. You really can. The Diddly Donk Party. Wanderer? Bucks Diddly Donk Party. Or don't be a Diddly Donk Party. How about that? Don't be a Diddly Donk Party. That's what I'll call it. She's a politician. She would do that, would she? Absolutely, Pablo, she would. They're all on the nose, mate. Don't you worry. They all feather their own nest. They're only in it for themselves. They're not in it for us, mate. They're in it for themselves. They're all on the nose. They piss me off, actually. Vote one, don't be a diddly donk party. That's it. And I know lots of diddly donks, and let me tell you, the Gidgee Gorilla will be paying them a visit when I get in. He's my deputy premier, and he's going to go and sort some people out. Anyway, enough of politics. She's going, guys. I knew she would. It was like Daniel Andrews was on the nose big time, wasn't he? He was on the nose. Somehow they voted him back in, and he was still on the nose. And how he got voted back in, I do not know. I know how Palachuk got in. She got in on the fear factor of COVID. That's how she got in. She got in solely on, I'm going to keep Queensland's borders closed and protect you from COVID. And everyone went, oh, I'm going to vote for her. She's closing the Queensland border. And some of the shit happened down there. People couldn't come home and attend funerals for their dying mother. And it was disgusting, guys. It was frigging disgusting. Graham Mould said, I'd become a Queenslander just to vote one, don't be a diddly donk. Good stuff. I might register it tomorrow. Don't be a diddly donk party. What do you reckon, guys? Give us a thumbs up if you reckon I should do that. I'll go into the courthouse tomorrow. I'm going to go, how do I register for don't be a new political party? Don't be a diddly donk party. I reckon I'll get a few votes. I reckon I'll get 200 votes or whatever in the state. Slacken's on. G'day, Slacken. Been having some good conversations with Slacken. Did you buy a watch, Mark? Did you buy a watch, mate? Oh, geez. I reckon the missus would have killed you if you come home with that one. Slacken's been checking out beautiful watches. And he said, I'd love one of these watches, but I can't afford them. And he got one on his wrist. I don't know, Mark. How fast can you run, mate? You might have been able to outrun the bloke in the watch shop. Try it on and then do the Harold Holt, mate. Gone. And then try and catch me, mate. Oh, dear. He probably mightn't catch it, but I reckon the copper up the road would. Oh, dear. Can't believe the price of some of those. We're beautiful watches, but big money, aren't they? Big money. Phil Taylor's on. He reckons I can do it. I might do that, Phil, after the cyclone, mate. We'll get on to the cyclone. At the moment, blue sky, cloud, little bit of wind. Beautiful weather, beautiful warm weather. Listen, I've been keeping a close eye on the forecast. It looks like this cyclone. There's a couple of different opinions there. We're still in the firing line down here, guys. We're going to cop a shit load of rain, and they're talking maybe meters of it down here in Innisfail and Tully. We're on the southern side. They're tipping it's going to go across around Port Douglas, maybe a little bit north. But the way it's spinning like that, the tail end of it, the southern end of it, it's always the worst place to be on a cyclone, is on the southern side of it. Well, Cairns is Cairns is going to get smacked by Category 3, they reckon. There's going to be a lot of damage on Thursday morning, guys. When you wake up, expect to see the news being dominated by destruction in Cairns. Category 3 is still a severe tropical cyclone. Winds up to like 185 or whatever. It's going to be bad. There's going to be a lot of damage up in Cairns if it smacks in as a 3. The Joint Typhoon Warning Centre, which is Navy, I think I heard me. Is that you, Roz? Someone's home. Who's that? Someone just came in my door. Oh, you're home. That was Roz. I just heard the door open. Usually you hear her talking to Rafa. But anyway, no, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so Cairns could get a 3, which means it's going to be pretty bad down here. So anyway, we'll see how we go, guys. We'll see how we go. Tim the Toolman and all those guys up in Cairns, bloody hang in there, guys. Bloody Sammy Panopoulos and the rest of them. Do your prep. I'll probably rip the shade sails down tomorrow afternoon, I reckon. And we'll just sit it out and wait. We're going to get a lot of wind down here in Innisfail and a lot of rain, guys. Flooding's going to be our worst problem here, I think. But they say it's going to go north, but someone else reckons that it could go south of Cairns, which means we will get smacked with a Cat 3. But they're tipping around Port Douglas. It's only 2 hours up the road, so it's still going to be pretty bad down here, being on the southern side of that. So anyway, we'll see how we go. That's about it. That's all I wanted to say. Was the same, but go out and say g'day and see how mum's thing went. What else is going on? Tim said it's getting gusty up in Cairns. Okay. Phil Taylor had a storm come through yesterday. Geez, how hot's it been down in South Aussie, guys? 45 or something in Adelaide the other day. Ridiculous. Yeah, 200 mil. 200 mil. We're going to get more than 200 mil, mate. They were predicting anywhere from 600 mil to well over a metre down in Tully, Innisfail. So, yeah, we're going to be in. I know a mate of mine turned up this morning and he had sandbags on the back of his utis. He must be down lower than me. I'm up high. I'm not going to flood here. But, yeah, he'd been around and getting the sandbags. Actually greening Kabbalah at the moment. BT Dan. My whole army stomping ground. Low Cat 2, I hope, Timmy. Yeah. Well, the bomb and that is still saying it's going to whip itself into a 3, mate, which goes to the severe level, severe tropical cyclone. So we'll see how we go. 3 a.m. Wednesday crossing at Innisfail, the model says. 3 a.m., that'd be right. They always come at night, don't they? I know one of them, Paulie, one of the models did say it was going to cross at Innisfail. But the ones I've been seeing, they all have got it hitting Port Douglas, which is 2 hours north. But we're still in that. Anywhere from Cooktown to Kabul, guys, is going to get, they don't just hit one town. It's going to be a big cyclone, and there's going to be widespread damage. I think Cairns is going to really cop the brunt of it. If it goes Port Douglas and Cairns are going to have a lot of damage. And down here in Innisfail, Tully, a little bit of damage maybe, but flooding's going to be our big thing. So anyway, yeah, Palm Cove. Wouldn't like to be at Palm Cove with the storm surge and all that type. All those northern beaches of Cairns, I think, will be evacuated. I know they evacuated them all during Cyclone Yasi. The Cairns Hospital was evacuated as well. That was a massive deal, evacuating the whole hospital, because it's near the ocean there in Cairns, guys. So don't be surprised. I wonder what they're doing in Cairns. I reckon there'll be a lot of cleaning going on in Cairns at the moment. And I reckon maybe early next week they might start, if it's going to smack Cairns as a 3 and high storm surges, I reckon they might evacuate all the northern beaches and the Cairns Hospital, which is what happened during Yasi. Yeah, I'm up on high ground, mate. Yeah, it won't flood where I am. I'm up. If I flood here, Innisfail will be like 20 metres underwater, mate. So I'm up high on the Palmerston Highway, mate. So I'm out of town, about 5K out of town, mate, going up a hill. So, yeah. Last one closer to Wudjil, which is an Aboriginal community north of Cairns. Yep, Wudjil's between, south of Cooktown, guys. You go through Wudjil and you drive along the Bloomfield track from Cairns up through Cape Tribulation. That's another place that's going to get hit, Cape Trib, and then you start the Bloomfield track and you go through Wudjil and all that on the way to the Lions Den Hotel. And then you come out onto the highway, and Cooktown's just up the road from Wudjil, which is an Aboriginal community. They're not, they're saying Wudjil or something like that on the, there must be a southern people that are doing the news reports, and they're not saying Wudjil properly, but that's the proper way to say Wudjil. Or Wudjil, just one Wudjil, but the proper name's Wudjil. Been there a few times, eh? Can't understand why it's going north. I've been following these things for 30 years. Yeah, normal. I know Yarsi dipped south. It was coming straight for Innisfail. Cyclone Yarsi is a Cat 5 and dipped south and hit Mission Beach right at the last minute. The eye did. We still got smashed by the little red bit in the middle. It was still a Cat 5 here in Innisfail, mate. But Steve and Annie are on. G'day, Steve. How are you, mate? Yes, I've run the Renegade outboard up, mate. The Quintrex Renegade. She's ready to go. She's got a full tank of fuel and she goes. So the boat's ready. It's in the shed. And if it floods here, mate, I'll need it. Someone in Innisfail will need it, that's for sure. Yeah, the Lionsden Hotel. Anyway, guys, what have we got on? 122. I just wanted to come on and let you know about the good news. Cyclone prep's going well. I'm not ripping the shade sails down yet. Just going to wait. I don't want to pull the trigger too early because you pull the shade sails down, they're a pain in the bum to get back up, and I can't get them tight enough, and they do flap. I'll have to get the shade sail bloke in. He gets them, I don't know, use a machine or something to get them really tight so they don't flap in the wind. But anyway, 20 k's north of Cairns, so I'm doing preps. Timmy, yeah, mate. Yeah, so good luck, Tim, Sammy Panopoulos, all you guys up around in Cairns. Good luck. For next week, make sure your prep's going well. I'm sure everyone who lives in North Queensland knows what to do. All we do now is put our faith in the BOM, Bureau of Meteorology, and some of these other YouTube channels that have got really good reports, and we just wait and see what happens. And if it looks like it's going to be bad here, my shade sails are coming down and cars and everything will be going in the shed. Roller doors will be barricaded using the vehicles and all that type of stuff, and we'll see how we go. Yeah, they are making Camp Fran. They're making camper trailers again. I saw it the other day. Someone showed me a picture of it. Oh, I don't know. I wasn't a fan. I like the old dots better. Wasn't a fan of it, mate. Wasn't a fan of it. 40 grand before you put anything on it. What's going to end up 60 grand? It's a lot of money for a camper trailer, isn't it? You get a hybrid caravan for that. But anyway, good luck to him. I didn't like the look of it. It looked like a big. You buy a King's trailer for a bloody quarter of the cost. It look exactly the same. But it is Aussie made too, so hats off to him for that one. Scotty Bruce, give me a ring, mate, when you get a chance, please. I bloody haven't had a chat with you for a while. Local snakes heading to Buckshed as we speak. Yeah, that's another thing too. Watch out for snakes, and that during the flooding, that is a big deal. When the flooding, all the bloody snakes coming to high ground. So, all right, guys, better go. Got things to do. Catch you later, eh? And see you later, Anastasia. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. I'll next time you see me, it'll be telling you how we went in the cyclone. Hopefully, if we've still got power. See you later.